Come on, Wolfie. Please pick up. We need you now. Okay, Wolfie. Come on, we really need you now. Now's the time. Welcome, and thank you for joining us for our 17th annual celebration of research excellence at Lakehead University. During this celebration, we'll be presenting a number of awards to faculty, students, and staff who have all contributed to the amazing research that happens here at Lakehead University. Oh, thanks for showing up, Wolfie. I guess we can begin the awards now. Hello again. I hope you enjoyed that video. There will be more to come throughout this award ceremony. Good afternoon. My name is Andrew Dean. I am the Vice President of Research and Innovation at Lakehead University. It gives me and Dr. Maura McPherson, our president, who is joining us here today, a great pleasure to welcome you to our 17th annual Research and Innovation Week Award of Excellence reception. To begin, I'd like to acknowledge the original custodians of this land and pay my respect to the elders, past, present, and future. For they hold the memories, the traditions, the culture, and the hopes of Indigenous peoples. I would also like to recognize that our Thunder Bay and Aurelia campuses are on the traditional lands of some of this country's Indigenous peoples. In Thunder Bay, we are on the traditional lands of the Fort William First Nation, signatory to the Robinson Superior Treaty of 1850. In Aurelia, Lakehead University resides in the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe people and the Rama First Nation. I also acknowledge the history that many nations hold in these areas and look forward to respectful relations with the First Nations, Métis, and Inuit in the spirit of reconciliation. On Monday, we opened the week with a prayer from Elder Audrey DeRoy, and we will end this evening by asking Elder DeRoy to come back to close the week for us. R&I Week is a great time for us to celebrate the research accomplishments at Lakehead University. And at this ceremony, we will be giving out many awards that highlight some of the accomplishments during this year. Lakehead University is a research-intensive university, and if I was to list all of the accomplishments during this past year, we would be here well into the evening, but I would like to highlight a few for you. As you know, the theme for this year's R&I Week is planetary stewardship. In May 2021, the Lake Superior Climate Action Field School was launched. This initiative is part of the Lake Superior Lab Network and was funded with a $135,000 grant from Environment and Climate Change Canada. The field school will use hands-on experiential learning to implement 14 knowledge and skill-building workshops and 9 site visits focused on climate action across the Lake Superior watershed. During the summer, Lakehead University received 2 Banting postdoc fellowships, each valued at $70,000 per year. The recipients, Dr. Elaine Toombs and Dr. Travis Hay, both have projects including First Nation communities. These were the very first Banting fellowships received by Lakehead University. We also got news last summer that Dr. Alla Resnick received a $1.2 million Ontario Research Fund Research Excellence Award. This award, in partnership with Western University, will support a project on 3D ultrasound and multimodality imaging for personalized medicine. In the fall, Dr. Lana Ray from the Department of Indigenous Learning was appointed as Lakehead University's inaugural Indigenous Research Chair. Dr. Ray and her research team, in partnership with traditional knowledge holders and the Wanak Kenora, are receiving $1.2 million in CIHR funding to explore the efficacy of using traditional healing to prevent cancer. This grant represents the largest single CIHR funding that Lakehead University has received. In November, Lakehead University, as part of Calerio, Canada and Latin America Research and Exchange Opportunities, was awarded a Global Skills Opportunity Grant of $800,000 to launch an outbound mobility program for students to experience research with Latin American partners. This grant was supplemented with $250,000 from MITEX. This year, we also had 2 more Lakehead University professors become part of the Royal Society of Canada. Dr. Laurie Chambers was elected as a Royal Society Fellow, and Dr. Ruth Beattie as a member of the Royal Society College of New Artists, Scholars, and Scientists. These are just a few of the notable achievements of the past year. There were many, many, many more. Throughout this week, we launched a video series to showcase research projects that celebrate the ongoing research that has taken place on both campuses. These were produced by the Office of Innovation, Partnership, and Economic Development for their annual Ignite event. There are 3 videos, 2 of which we will share now, and the 3rd later in the agenda.
I am Dr. Sam Salem, and I am a professor and chair of the Department of Civil Engineering at Lakehead University in Thunder Bay, Ontario. My research expertise is in the field of fire safety engineering, with focus on mass timber structures. Canada's forests cover 40% of the country, which makes up 10% of the world's forested land. The demand for more sustainable building materials is stimulating the construction market in Canada to utilize more wood in our buildings. Nowadays, an exciting trend in building design is the growing use of wood in high-rise structures. This is leading to mass timber becoming the future of low-carbon construction. Fire is a serious hazard for all buildings, regardless of the material in use. Unlike light frame wood construction, mass timber sections char on the outside when exposed to fire, while retaining strength and slowing combustion. This allows mass timber buildings to reach greater heights that are comparable to those made of other materials. Combining mass timber with materials such as concrete to form composite sections can lead to more resilient structural systems with enhanced fire resistance. Through advanced research, in collaboration with leading industry partners, concerns of fire hazards in tall wood buildings can be effectively mitigated. This is being achieved through large-scale fire experiments and high-performance computing at Lakehead University's world-class fire testing and research facility. The unique outcomes of my research program create real opportunities for developing sustainable and fire-safe timber buildings in Canada and worldwide.
My name is Dr. Angela Hovey. I'm an associate professor in the School of Social Work at Lakehead University's Orillia campus. In the past, women's shelters commonly had abstinence policies, leaving women who use substances and are fleeing intimate partner violence with limited options for safe shelter. While these policies are changing, there is limited research demonstrating ways women's crisis shelters can effectively support all their residents. Our research story began with one innovative Ontario shelter that implemented harm reduction philosophy and approaches to support all women, whether they were using substances or not. The research then expanded to several other shelters across Ontario to gain a better understanding of how residents who use substances, such as alcohol, marijuana, illicit drugs, were being supported. Our team, Dr. Susan Scott, Dr. Laurie Chambers, community partner Marlene Ham, the Executive Director of the Ontario Association of Interval and Transition Houses, along with a number of students and research assistants, worked together on the many phases of this research project. We learned that shelters varied widely in how they work with women, from requiring abstinence to providing information or items for safe use, to permitting on-site legal consumption. Residents shared that they and their children needed to feel safe and supported whether they used substances or not. Staff provided their perspectives on harm reduction philosophy and approaches. Together with Marlene and Oath, we are now using these findings to develop a harm reduction framework and continuum of substance use practices to support the unique context of shelters in order to better serve women and children who need access to safety.
I'm now pleased to begin the award portions of the agenda. I'd now like to invite Dr. Chander Shai to present the Graduate Students Awards.
Thank you, Andy. It's my pleasure to present the Graduate Students Awards, and we will start with the 3-minute thesis awards presentation. I'll just give you a brief outline of the 3-minute thesis. The 3-minute thesis is a communication exercise that provides an opportunity to graduate students to communicate their scholarly research and creativity. It challenges graduate students to present their research in just 180 seconds. Yes, friends, in just 180 seconds. You can imagine the work they have done for 2 years in the master's program or 4 years in the PhD program to be presented in 180 seconds. And that too in an engaging form that can be understood by an audience with no background in the research area. It was an intense competition in which our graduate students presented the complexities of their research in an engaging and accessible way online and in front of an audience with the assistance of only one static slide. This competition presented the ingenuity, academic rigor, and passion of our graduate students. My dear friends, the winner of 3MT competition will be representing Lakehead University in the provincial and national competitions if it happens this year. You know that it has not happened in the last 2 years because of the pandemic situation. However, our 3MT winner was showcased in the Canadian Association of Graduate Studies Annual Conference. So now I will present the awards and I'll request the winners to say a few words of thanks and then we will move on. So the third prize winner for the 3MT competition is Amin Hadizadeh, PhD Biotechnology, for the title Better Inhaler, Better Life. And the supervisor is Dr. Leila Pekzad. Amin.
Thank you, Dr. Shahid. Thank you. Thank you, University of Lakehead University, for this opportunity, and a special thanks to my supervisor, Dr. Paksat, for her support.
Congratulations, Amin.
Okay, thank
We
you.
will move on to the second. Oh, very nice, very nice. We will move on to the second prize for the 3MT competition, and the second prize goes to Magdi Alanani, PhD in Civil Engineering, for the title of the thesis Towards Efficient Future Housing Against Climate Change, and the supervisor is Dr. Ahmed Al-Shair. Magdi, if you can please come and say a few words.
Yeah, I'm so honored to be here tonight. I'm grateful to be a reception of one of the awards of the 3MT competition. I would like to thank everyone working on this event. The R&I Week is a really special event, and amazing work is done by them. And I would like also to thank my supervisor for supporting me, Dr. Ahmed Al-Shair, and my research groups for working with me on share the project. And also I would like to send a special thanks to the graduate studies people who are working on such an event. It's really a great work done by them. Thanks again.
Congratulations, Magdi. Good job. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the person who will represent Lakehead University in the provincial and national competition, the 3MT winner of this year is Nicole Lee, MSc in Kinesiology. And for her title, Exploring the Rehabilitative and Exercise Experience in Stroke Recovery Among Adults Living in Thunder Bay. Supervisor is Dr. Taryn Klarner. And Nicole, you will first say a few words of thanks, and then we will have your 3MT thesis.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I just wanted to take a second to congratulate all the award winners tonight, and thank you to everyone for coming to support us. A big thank you to my supervisor, Dr. Taryn Klarner, for all her help throughout this process and throughout my degree. I couldn't do it without you. To all my friends and family, I appreciate all your ongoing love and support. And to the judging committee, I really appreciate you listening to my presentation and showing interest in my study. And finally, to my participants, I really couldn't have done it without you. So thank you for taking the time to participate in my study. It is greatly appreciated. All right, and here is my 3-minute thesis presentation. So I want to help those who have had a stroke walk a smoother pathway to rehabilitation and exercise, not by fixing all their problems, but by understanding what they are. We as a community need to understand that our health and the health of our environment are intertwined. Our resilience, well-being, and nutrition are all linked to the food we eat, the water we drink, and the air we breathe. If we can focus on recovering the health of individuals who have had a stroke, they in turn can focus on recovering the health of our planet. In Canada, there are hundreds of thousands of individuals living with the effects from a stroke. Here in Ontario, within the next 30 minutes, 1 new stroke will occur. The same goes for here in Thunder Bay. We have an aging population where the prevalence of stroke is quite evident. So as you can see here in my photo, the pathway to stroke rehabilitation is quite complex. It starts with the stroke, which then leads to different types of lifelong complications. Regardless of the complication, rehabilitation is necessary in order to help the individual find a new sense of independence. Specifically, exercise is one type of rehabilitation that can help mitigate some of these effects after stroke. Here in Thunder Bay, stroke survivors have more barriers to exercise and rehabilitation, simply due to their location of living. It has been seen that readmission rates are higher for those living in Thunder Bay who have had a stroke in comparison to those in Southern Ontario. This is due to the less readily available and limited access to resources and services found here in Thunder Bay. In the summer of 2021, I completed a pilot project for my master's thesis looking into the experiences of those who have had a stroke living in Thunder Bay through a semi-structured interview and a survey. The results concluded that barriers to rehabilitation revolved around their own perceived ability and lack of motivation, however, identified many facilitators to participating in exercise and rehabilitation. In the surveys, this was supported. However, participants' quality of life scores were low. This implicated that more research needs to be done to gain a comprehensive summary of one's rehabilitative experiences here in Thunder Bay, because I could not conclude why the participants were experiencing those barriers and facilitators and how it impacted them. Therefore, this paved the way for the purpose of my master's thesis, which is to explore the rehabilitative and exercise experiences among those living in Thunder Bay using just semi-structured interviews. I'm going to gather information about their life after stroke and rehabilitative experiences, barriers and facilitators they have faced, and how the COVID-19 pandemic may have impacted them to give them the voice that they deserved to share their experiences. From here, it is hoped that by exploring stroke survivors' experiences, it can give researchers and healthcare providers the tools to improve their care and address any concerns to make it easier to participate in exercise and rehabilitation. If more stroke survivors begin to partake in exercise and rehabilitation, they can then begin to choose options like active transport to help reduce the amount of carbon emissions in our environment. From here, through understanding their experiences, I will help stroke survivors walk a smoother pathway to rehabilitation, both literally and figuratively. Thank you everyone so much for your time.
Great job, Nicole, and congratulations once again to you. Just to remind you that Lakehead University so far has achieved second position in the provincial competition, and I wish you all the best, and I'm sure you will bring the top position to us this year. I congratulate all the winners, and of course your talks were very enlightening, and I personally learned a lot from all your talks. We will move on to the next competition, which is 3-minute research competition. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the competition that we introduced this year, and this is slightly different from the 3-minute thesis competition, and I will explain. The 3-minute research competition is an academic competition that cultivates graduate students' presentation and research communication skills and challenges them to describe their research once again in 180 seconds to a very general audience. How is this different from 3MT competition? First of all, this competition is open to all, not only limited to thesis-based graduate students at Lakehead University, and they have to explain their research not using a static slide, but by using a very innovative video presentation. Again, the time limit is 180 seconds, but there are differences in the competition. The competition celebrates exciting and innovative graduate students' research while promoting communication, public speaking, and storytelling skills. We thank Shaw Spotlight for being a partner and providing the opportunity for the winner videos to be showcased on Shaw Television. Shaw will work with our 3 winners and produce nationally broadcast 3 Spotlight series featuring our 3MR winners. Once again, it was an intense competition in which our graduate students presented the complexities of their research in a very engaging and accessible way online, once again in front of a live audience. This competition presented the ingenuity, academic rigor, and passion of our graduate students. Ladies and gentlemen, and I'll announce the prize winners. We'll start with the third prize winner, and the third prize winner for the 3MR competition is Shakira Mohammed, PhD in clinical psychology, and her title of the thesis of the research is User Perspective on a Resilience Building App, JoyPop, Qualitative Study supervised by Dr. Ashlyn Mushquash. Shakira, I believe, is not here, so congratulations, Shakira. We will move on to the second place winner, and the second place 3MR winner is Laurent Cheret, MSc in Computer Science, for the research title Improving Transfer Learning with Variational Feature Encoders. The supervisor is Dr. Thiago Oliveira, and I will request Laurent to say a few words. Laurent, are you there?
I don't believe they're here, Chandar.
Thank you. We will move on to the first place winner, and the first place for 3MR competition is George Drezenovich, PhD in psychological sciences, for their title A Psychological Interpretation of the Phenomena of Rights Claiming. supervised by Dr. Marila Stroink. Wonderful presentation, and I will request George to please say a few words of thanks, and after that we will play your video for the 3MR winning video of the 3MR. George, you are there?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you very much. It was a great honor and privilege to be part of that and part of the finalists. And thanks to the Office of Grad Studies to present this at the Research and Innovation. And special thanks to my supervisor, Dr. Marella Stroink, for all of her support. And I just look forward to my ongoing journey in this graduate study with rights claiming. And thank you all again.
What are human rights and what do they have to do with psychology? What kinds of changes and approaches are required? Good questions. This problem was recognized in October of 2021 by the American Psychological Association in its apology for its role in perpetuating and failing to challenge racism, racial discrimination, and human hierarchy in the United States. The apology recognized psychology's role in perpetuating white Western colonialism and acknowledged how as a science it participated in and disseminated scientific models and approaches rooted in scientific racism when the discipline was first founded. And so there's a desire to be able to do better now that we know better. But how do we do better? Many people point to international conventions such as the Universal Declaration of Human Rights or other kinds of conventions, and this certainly is an important part. But leaving at this stage is limiting. Human rights are not simply legally positivistic codes and regulations. They are fundamentally rooted in cultural experience and the concrete act of rights claiming by minority or otherwise marginalized individuals and groups in society. My research locates human rights in the experience of rights claiming of otherwise marginalized groups. Malcolm X explained how if we truly had a meaningful society, it would not be necessary to pass any more laws. All people would be included as equal participants within society automatically. So human rights, therefore, is tied to the real-world experience of people, reflecting on their lived experience and requesting changes to society to enable their full public participation. My research aims to develop a model of human rights that interprets them as psychologically adaptive responses that human agents, particularly in the Western world, develop to claim or reclaim a space in the community. It's important to be able to understand what goes into rights claiming. Understanding the relationship between all of the variables that go into the phenomenon of rights claiming will help psychologists take a rights-based approach in building the capacities of marginalized individuals and groups, support the healing of rifts in society, and guide the development of rights claiming in a psychologically dignified and adaptive manner. It will help psychologists and all those involved in mental health associated work appreciate the nature of human rights to better include it in their practice. And this direction resonates with the purpose of human rights as described by the chair of the steering committee of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Eleanor Roosevelt, who said, "Where after all do universal human rights begin? In small places, close to home, so close and so small that they cannot be seen on any maps of the world. Yet they are the world of the individual person, the neighborhood they live in, the school or college they attend, the factory, farm, or office they work. Such are the places where every man, woman, and child seeks equal justice, equal opportunity, equal dignity without discrimination. Unless these rights have meaning there, they have little meaning anywhere." Thank you.
Wonderful video presentation, George. Congratulations to you once again. And I thank all the winners and all the participants for your engaging video presentations. Please note that all our winners will be going national through the showcase event, and they will all make us proud. Thank you, everybody. We'll move on to the next set of awards for graduate students, and this is Graduate Studies Research Excellence Award. The Graduate Studies Research Excellence Award is designed to promote graduate students' peer-reviewed publications and peer-reviewed conference presentations. The award is given to eligible graduate students every year based on their publications, the best publication of the year, including peer-reviewed publications and adjudicated conference presentations. The Graduate Studies Research Excellence Award is intended to foster and encourage high-quality publications and presentations by graduate students. Again, for this award, there was an intense competition, and I present you the top of the top for this category also. So there are different categories of these awards. Once again, I request the winners, when I announce their names, to say a few words of thanks. For the answer category, the award winner is Behrooz Afra, PhD Biotechnology for the title of the paper, Fluid Structure Interaction for the Flexible Filaments Propulsion Hanging in the Free Stream, supervised by Dr. Ali Tarok and Baruz. Baruz, you are muted, please.
Hello. Thank you, Mr. Watt. I'm truly honored to receive it. It feels great to be rewarded for that hard work. I'm grateful to everyone who has already been a part of my journey. First, a special thanks to the advisory committee for having the generosity to nominate me. And my sincere gratitude for my supervisor, Dr. Ali Taro. He has always put me in full effort and motivated his research group members to achieve wonderful things. And also a special thanks to my wife for her patience and encouragement during my PhD. And finally, I would like to thank Research and Innovation Department for making this event possible. Undoubtedly, Research and Innovation Week helps us to create new professional relationship and to find professional scholars who are doing cutting edge research nearing us. Thank you so much. That's my work.
Great job, Baruz. And I have diplomatically learned to thank my wife also. And I will be happy then. Thank you so much. And we will move on to the next category, SURE category. The award winner is Jillian Zittars, MA Clinical Psychology, for the title of the paper, Understanding the Psycho-Environmental Potential Functions of a Green Building to Promote Employee Health, Well-being and Productivity, a Theoretical Perspective, supervised by Dr. Deborah Schraff. Jillian. Jillian, you are muted, please.
Hi, sorry about that. I would like to thank my co-authors, especially Dr. Manuel Reamer, my supervisor, Dr. Deborah Scharf, and my cohort for inspiring and supporting me. Furthermore, I would like to thank Lakehead University for this award. Thank you.
Great job, Jillian. Congratulations. So we will move on to the next category, which is CIHR category. And the award winner is Angela McIsaac, PhD in Clinical Psychology, for the title of the paper, Adverse Childhood Experiences and Building Resilience with the Joy Pop app Evaluation Study, supervised by Dr. Ashlyn Mashquash. Angela?
Hi, everyone. I want to thank Lakehead Research and Innovation, as well as Grad Studies for this award, as well as my supervisor, of course, Dr. Ashlyn Mashquash, for providing the opportunity to take the lead on this project and publication, and providing mentorship at each step, as well as all of my co-authors on the paper who supported the implementation of the research and provided valuable feedback, and each member of our research lab who more broadly support the coordination of the data collection. So thank you.
Thank you, Angela, and congratulations to each one of you. Wonderful job. We will move on to the next category of awards, which is Graduate Students Conference Poster Winners. Dear friends, there is another way to communicate your research. Your creativity, where you engage your audience through a poster presentation. The Graduate Student Conference poster presentation took place earlier this week, and I'll announce the winners in each category. In the CIHR poster winner category, the award winner is Andrew Alt, MA in Economics, for the title of the poster, Cost Effectiveness of Selumetinib for Neurofibromatosis Type 1 Flexiform Neurofibromas, supervised by Dr. Livio Dimitio. Andrew.
Hi, thank you very much. I'm just so honored to receive this award this year. I know when you think of good research, you think of answering good questions with rigor. And so thank you to my parents for making sure I can answer questions ever since I was young, but also thank you to my supervisor in the Department of Economics for ensuring I can answer them rigorously. Thank you to the judges for the challenging questions so that we can communicate our research to make a positive difference. And of course, thank you to the Faculty of Graduate Studies and Dr. Shahi and EDI for putting on this super awesome event. I think one of the best parts about going to a small school is we get to look at a little bit of what everybody does and get some cool ideas. So thank you.
Great job, Andrew. Congratulations. And the next winner is in the engineering poster competition category is Wahid Agahi Dost, PhD in civil engineering, for the title of the poster, Resilience Assessment of Highway Bridges, supervised by Dr. Muntasir Billah. Wahid?
I'm deeply thankful for this honor. I send my deepest gratitude and appreciation to my supervisor, Dr. Muntasir Billah, for his continued support. And thank you for my wife, Samane, for helping me to get this far. I would never have made it with your help. Thank you.
Great job, Wahid, and congratulations to you. In the answer poster competition category, the winner is Jessica Allingham, PhD in chemistry, for the title of her poster, Medicinal Mushrooms, the synthesis of terphenylene, opening doors to medicinal applications in the future, supervised by Dr. Mike Campbell. I suppose Jessica is not able to join us. Congratulations, Jessica. And we move on to the next category, which is the Shirk poster competition category. And the award winner in this category is Chelsea Noel, MA in clinical psychology, for the title of the poster, Experiences, Impacts and Service Needs of Injured and Ill Workers in the WSIB Process, Evidence from Thunder Bay and District, supervised by Dr. Deborah Shroff. Chelsea, are you there?
Yep, I'm right here. Thank you so much for this award. I have a lot of people to thank. Most certainly my supervisor, Dr. Deborah Shroff, who's been supporting me for the past year or so, as well as all the lovely people in my cohort, the branches lab, and also support from the Injured Worker Support Group, which is super important and important research to do as well. And thank you also to Lakehead.
Congratulations, Chelsea. Great job. And all of you have done a great job. That concludes the presentation of the Graduate Studies Awards. Over to you, Andy.
Thanks, Chander, and congratulations to each winner. So we're now going to present our third Ignite video.
My name is Dr. Muntasir Billah. I am an assistant professor in the Department of Civil Engineering at Lakehead University in Thunder Bay. As a structural engineer, my expertise is studying infrastructure systems. My research is focused towards improving our understanding of the behavior of civil infrastructures and resilience of those systems. Infrastructure monitoring is considered to be the eyes of our built environment, with which the condition of buildings or bridges can be assessed and remedial actions can be taken. In partnership with TBT Engineering, we are resolving this multifaceted challenge and developing an innovative solution for condition assessment and management of our existing infrastructure using artificial intelligence. I feel like we are a team of detectives trying to uncover the mystery behind infrastructure deterioration and increase building safety and decrease unexpected shutdown or failure. We are developing an AI-based condition assessment tool using different types of images to classify the defect types for bridge systems to ensure enhanced resilience and robustness, and the ability to predict future conditions of our existing structures. This important research will help manage our aged infrastructure and avoid failure from surprise events.
So on behalf of the Ogemawan Indigenous Education Council, Lakehead University's Office of Indigenous Initiatives, and the Office of Research and Innovation, I am proud to present the Indigenous Partnership Research Award for 2022. The award is designed to recognize and encourage researchers to transform their relationships with Indigenous communities into one in which there is, 1, a key role for Indigenous people in the research, 2, mutually beneficial outcomes for both the researchers and Indigenous partners, 3, unique dissemination of research results that takes into account individual and community needs, and for a contribution to the education of Indigenous students. This year's nomination committee was made up of myself, Valerie Stortini, Chair of OIEC, Dr. Ray Nekaway, Faculty, Clifford Musquash, Student Representative, and Denise Baxter, Vice Provost in Indigenous Initiatives. I thank each of them for their contribution. And now for our winning submission. I would like to acknowledge the research team of Denise Taylor, Dr. Hallie Moeller, and Indigenous community research partners, Joan Ray of Sandy Lake, Wesley Nothing of Bearskin Lake First Nation, Marlene Kwiwish of North Caribou Lake First Nation, Robert Baxter of Ibantong First Nation for their work. Supporting elders living with frailty in remote Indigenous communities in Northwestern Ontario, developing the role of a community rehabilitation facilitator. I'd also like to recognize the many other elders and individuals who have given of their time on this project. This multidisciplinary, intersectorial, and collaborative project consisted of the development and evaluation and subsequent finalization of a community rehabilitation worker, or CRW, role within an existing Northwestern Ontario home and community care program. Initiated with a community needs assessment with the 4 Indigenous partner communities, the project aligns with the Truth and Reconciliation Calls for Action. Number 19, to identify and close the gaps in health outcomes between Aboriginal and non-Aboriginal communities, and 23, to increase the number of Aboriginal professionals working in the healthcare field. The project is working to build capacity in each community by training and employing local community members in rehabilitation principles and skills to support elders and other HCC clients and to improve continuity of care, supports, and quality of life, allowing elders and other HCC clients to remain in their homes and communities. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of the 2022 Indigenous Partnership Award. I'd now like to invite Dr. Hallie Moeller, Department of Health Science, and Denise Taylor, St. Joseph Care Group, to say a few words.
Thank you so much, Andy. It'll not be just Denise and I who will say a few words. Wes and Robert and Joan will also say a few words. I want to extend a really big thank you to Vice Provost Indigenous Initiatives, Denise Baxter, and their office for selecting our team and project for this important award. But perhaps more importantly, I really want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Denise, to Marlene, to Wes, and to Robert, and to Joan for sharing their knowledge and their wisdom with me. And also everybody on the team for all the work that they carried out before I joined. Their work laid the foundation for developing and evaluating the Community Rehabilitation Worker Program. That's the focus of this project. The impacts of the community rehab workers who start their training later this month, which is really exciting, are so important. They will support Indigenous elders in need of rehabilitative services to maintain quality of life and age in community with culturally appropriate care. It's about time. Selfishly, I'm also really, really excited to hopefully meet everybody face to face over the next 10 months when we continue our work together. Robert, would you like to say something?
Hello. Hello there. It was very interesting working with the research group. In regards to the only thing I would like to say is, I guess it's very good for us to start thinking about our bones and getting, the elders moving, because it's very difficult for us to have proper facilities here, and that's our biggest challenge in our communities. That's what we face every day, and so we do our best, and we thank you for everything that you guys do, and hopefully we can continue working. Miigwech.
Thank you, Robert. Joan, do you want to say something?
Good afternoon. This is Joan from Sandy Lake. I just want to thank everybody that helped us with this project that we're working on in order to better our care for our elders in our communities. And healthcare is always a challenge in in our remote areas. And thank you for this award we received for the research from Lakehead. And thank you to Helly and Denise for getting us started on this project.
Thank you, Joan. Wes, so glad to see your name. Would you like to say something too?
I'm trying to turn on the video. I cannot.
There you go. We can see you.
Okay. All right. Good evening. Good afternoon. I'm glad I was able to join. I've been actually away from work for about a month now for various reasons. But with these awards that we're receiving, I'm very thankful to be to be one of the communities. And I want to thank everybody involved, all the organizations, and Denise to get this up and running. It's going to be very beneficial for us. We're always trying to find new programs, new ways of helping our communities, our people. It's so hard getting short visits from visiting professionals. There's no consistent services up north. So this is going to be a huge benefit for us once it starts going into full swing. So I just wanted to say I really appreciate this program. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Wes. Denise, do you want to?
I do. So I just want to acknowledge what an honor this award is, but more importantly, what an honor it is for St. Joe's, our team, and myself working with and learning from Wes, Joan, Robert, and Marlene and their communities. This project developed a training program for our new community rehab worker role, and it's one step in closing an identified gap in access to rehab services. The commitment of these communities and Wes and Joan and Robert and Marlene to make change for their elders and those in need of rehab to access services delivered in their own community by members of their own community in a way that respects their culture and traditions is commendable. I look forward to our continued partnership and our learning journey. Thank you and miigwech.
Congratulations, everyone. Thank you. We won't have an intermission, but if you want to stretch your legs, please go ahead and do so. So the Lakehead University Ingenuity Awards honors one faculty member and one student of Lakehead University's community who have exhibited entrepreneurial spirit by identifying ways in which their ideas can be developed into problem-solving solutions. The award is expected to showcase creative thought and contribution to Ingenuity's vision of fostering an entrepreneurial culture on campus. I will first introduce the faculty winner. Dr. Pedram Fateh, Department of Chemical Engineering and Director of the Biorefining Research Institute, champions entrepreneurship by having established Ligno Advances Inc. company, a startup entity located within the Ingenuity incubator in the Cases building. This company offers lignin-based products that have superior properties and performances to oil-based chemicals available in the market. The products can be used in many different sectors, including mining, oil sands, construction, and wastewater. This is new in Canada, and the company's mandate is well aligned with the federal and provincial mandates on utilizing natural resources and reducing gas emissions. The company is collaborating with other private sectors to implement the commercialization of this products in Canada, and it's a perfect fit for this R&I Week's theme. And I'll introduce the student winner. Silas Young, a fourth-year faculty business student. Silas has championed entrepreneurship through his dedication to learning and his collaborative spirit. In his first year, he founded a financial workshop series for the Entrepreneurship Club on campus in Actus Lakehead, which ended up placing second in the regional and national exposition. Over the past year, he has been part of Ingenuity's advisory board and developed a not-for-profit business called ASSIST, which stands for Assisting International Students Together, which is dedicated to helping international students thrive in Thunder Bay through bursaries and events that promote a sense of belonging and appreciation for the international student body. Silas is always there to lend a hand to inspiring entrepreneurs, or provide help, such as taking pictures for our website and helping connect people together that may work well together. Thank you, Silas, for all you do to supporting Ingenuity's vision of creating an entrepreneurial culture on campus. So I'll now invite Dr. Fateh and Silas Young to say a few words.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello.
I can hear you.
Oh, hi. Okay, good, great. So hello, everyone. I hope that you are all doing great. I am very delighted to be the recipient of the Ingenuity Award of Lakehead University this year. First of all, I would like to thank the Ingenuity Incubator of Lakehead University and Northwestern Ontario Innovation Center, the Research Office of Lakehead University, and VP Research Office, and of course, faculty of my own faculty of engineering, for their tremendous continued support in my journey to establish this company, which is called Ligno Advances. Well, over the past 10 years, I have developed many sustainable products with excellent properties that could replace the oil-based ones used heavily in many different industries. Last year, an idea came to my mind to establish a startup company at Lakehead University on campus and offer these products to the market internationally. So now, thanks to Lakehead University, Ligno Advances is offering various bioproducts that can be used in many sectors, including mining, wastewater, construction, and many, many more industries. I hope that this company can contribute to providing more environmentally friendly chemicals and better solutions to the industry and society in general. Once again, I would like to thank Lakehead University for supporting me, and congratulations to all of this evening's winners. Thank you.
Well, this is a really great honor. I'm going to show this nice certificate that Ingenuity got. It might be blurred. It's going to be blurred out because of my background, but that's okay. I want to give a really big thank you to Ingenuity. They're doing amazing things on campus and in the community, both as stakeholders within Ingenuity and then with their own personal efforts. I want to thank all the wonderful researchers here today. I didn't have a chance to see your presentations firsthand before, but to hear all of these amazing research topics, it's just really inspiring and makes me feel really happy to see our Lakehead community doing these things. You know, I want to thank my friends and family. I want to thank the business faculty at Lakehead for having that culture of experiential learning that moved this forward. And I want to say, for things I'm looking forward to hosting Shad Lakehead with Dr. Oba, who is here today. And I just want to say that that all these experiences throughout the 4 years really led towards being able to do something like this. And I'm just really excited. So thank you everyone so much.
Congratulations, both Silas and Pedram. So our next award is the Community Engaged Research Award. Principles of social responsibility, respect, reciprocity, democratization of knowledge creation, and social and ecological justice is at the heart of community engaged research. Community engaged research respects the capacity of all stakeholders to contribute to the development of new knowledge and involves them in the entire research process, including design, conduct, and dissemination. Lakehead University in both Thunder Bay and Orillia has a long history and reputation of excellence in community engagement. The Community Engaged Research Award was created in 2018 to recognize Lakehead University's social innovators, those researchers, students, and partners working tirelessly to make a positive difference in the communities they serve, resulting in a more sustainable, just, and healthy society. The award is given annually to teams of Lakehead University faculty, students, and community organizations in recognition of a community-engaged research project that has had a positive and transformative impact on society. Now, without further delay, on behalf of the selection committee, I have the honor of announcing that this year's Community Engaged Research Award, or SARA, recognizes Dr. Lana Ray, Assistant Professor in Indigenous Learning at Lakehead University and the university's Indigenous Research Chair in Decolonial Futures, and her partner, Waynak in Kenora, for their collaborative Indigenous self-determined research. The partnership has resulted in CIHR awarding $1.2 million to support the Mino Bimadiziran Cancer Project to investigate the efficacy of using traditional healing to prevent cancer. This project is being guided by Kathy Bird from Peguis First Nation and Ken Nash from Northwest Anglo 37, with collaboration from many other knowledge holders and elders in Treaty 3 territory. WINAC, and Dr. Ray are currently working together to design a research framework for WINAC. The foundation of their work led to the establishment of the Anishinaabe Kendasawin Institute, ACI. The mandate of ACI is to support Minno-Bimedism among the Anishinaabe people, nations, and territories through research that is situated in Anishinaabe, Kendasawin, and good relationships. ACI seeks to privilege Anishinaabe ways of knowing and being in research, advance research excellence defined by the peoples and principles, expand and support Indigenous governed and driven research, support Minno-Bimedism, self-determination and decision-making among Anishinaabe peoples, nations, and territories through relative research and other activities. The Community Engaged Research Award Selection Committee praised Dr. Ray's approach to conducting respectful and meaningful community-engaged research, evident in every facet and every stage of her work. Congratulations. In addition to presenting with framed certificates, we are pleased to present the $500 award to Dr. Lana Ray and $500 to WINAC Kenora to further your research capacity building. I would now like to introduce Serena Joseph, the Acting Director of WINAC, followed by Dr. Ray, to say a few words in acceptance of this award. Thank you, Serena and Lana, and congratulations once again.
Hello everyone, my English name is Serena, and as mentioned, I'm the Acting Executive Director at Wasikijik Nanondawegamig. Wasikijik Nanondawegamig is an Indigenous-led primary healthcare organization that leads through balancing the traditional and contemporary worldviews. And we've had opportunities to continue to grow through learning through various research opportunities, and most recently our partnership with Lakehead University has expanded and advanced our opportunities to privilege Indigenous knowledge and returning back to our roots. And we're so grateful and honored to receive this acknowledgement, and couldn't be happier because we have such a great team who have stepped up and led through collaboration and engagement of community, which has been inclusive of our whole families, the young, our elders, our knowledge keepers, and continue to go back. And so at the heart of the work that we have been participating in is all rooted in relationship and developing those connections with our community members and the land and nature, Mother Earth. And we just feel so blessed to have come into contact and built a relationship with Lakehead and the different leaders in research, Lana, Anna, and over the years, many individuals that have supported us to continue to return to our roots and privilege Indigenous knowledge to seek Minno-Bimatsu, and that's been our purpose, is to reconnect and explore that good life and return to that good life. So miigwech, and I'll pass it on to Lana.
Miigwech, Serena, Bojo, Washkani Gijago, Indigo, Jalkanoji, Nadoda, Mapwaganis, and Nadunjaba. My English name is Lana, and I want to say Chimigwich for the wonderful awards, one of which I'm holding up right here. And I have Serena's right beside me as well for Wasikijik Nanondawegamig. I guess in terms of this award too, it was really difficult to pick one project. And as Serena mentioned, it's really about that ongoing relationship. So I first began my journey of working with WinHack, I think back in 2013, and then was able to reconnect and been able to work together on different projects since 2017 now. And for us as Anishinaabe people too, when we think about our knowledge systems, they're relational. So we really can't fathom another way of doing research that actually isn't a way of research that is about community engagement. So we know that the knowledge lies with our elders, lies within community, lies within a key of the land, and our relationship, those respectful relationships that we have with all of those parties. So I just want to say Chimigwich to Serena and others at WinHack as well, including Ken and the rest of the cultural coordinators, Kathy Bird, who we've been so blessed to work with recently as well. I've just learned so much in terms of how to do that in a good way. So Chimigwich.
And congratulations again. So it's my pleasure to present this year's Building Research Capacity Award at Lakehead University. This award is presented to an individual researcher or a group of researchers who have gone above and beyond their individual program of research and positively impacted Lakehead University's research community, including colleagues and students, as well as the broader community. This award recognizes contributions to research initiatives or projects that benefit the broader university community. Significant leadership in the development of major funding research proposals or initiatives, research leadership and mentorship of junior researchers and highly qualified personnel, resulting in increased research capacity, creating the legacy for researchers to use and build upon, including research infrastructure, research tools, new graduate programs to ensure continued research productivity success at Lakehead University, and/or the creation of or facilitation of significant events that promote research and innovation at Lakehead University. This year, I am pleased to present the Building Research Capacity at Lakehead University to Dr. Amanda Diochon. Dr. Diochon is an associate professor in the Department of Geology and coordinator of the Water Resource Science program. She's also the director of Lakehead University's Environmental Lab. This laboratory ranks highest among all the labs at Lakehead University in terms of number of clients served in 2020 to 2021. Dr. Diochon is the founding director of another new laboratory on campus, the Center for Healthy Ecosystems and Environmentally Conscious Economic Development, or CHEED. She has secured over $500,000 from NOHFC and FedNord towards acquiring new infrastructure for CHEED. The research infrastructure expands Lakehead University's analytical capacity through the purchase of equipment critical to supporting innovative projects in the areas of environmentally responsible development and processing of Northern Ontario's resources, agriculture, water technology sectors, and the bioeconomy. The equipment will be shared across 6 different departments and facilitate collaborative investigative and applied science. Dr. Diochon has also secured industry-based grants which have leveraged nearly $200,000 in additional funds through NSERC Alliance grants. Similarly, Dr. Diochon's contributions have also enhanced research capacity in the region. In her role as director of the Water Resource Science program, she's been responsible for recruiting and advising students as well as liaison with public and private organizations to identify potential honors thesis projects. Dr. Diochon's referees attest to her contributions in enhancing research activities. And one such quote, have exceeded those of her own research program and have far-reaching contributions to researchers across campus and the community. And that our efforts, spanning less than a decade, have done more building research capacity at Lakehead than most researchers have contributed over their entire careers. I'd now like to invite Amanda to say a few words.
Well, thank you, Andy. Thank you, Dr. Dean. I want to acknowledge and thank Mike Rennie, who led the nomination for this award. I was really touched that he thought of me, and I'm very grateful that he took the time. I really love being part of the Lakehead community, and I'm actually really happy and excited that people feel that I'm having a positive impact. I feel like I'm just doing my job, and most days badly. So thank you very much. This award really does mean a lot to me, and it's a nice boost. And thank you as well to the committee who reviewed the nominations. I'm really grateful for your time. And to everyone who supported me and been part of the team. There really are so many people. I'm talking about the environmental lab. Peter Lee founded it, but Joanne is really, she's amazing. And all of the students, everybody in the research office, in the dean's office, in my own department. I mean, there's just too many people to mention in under a minute, but I do want to say that this award belongs to all of you. So thanks.
Thanks, Amanda. Okay, now I'd like to invite Dr. Tamara Varney, Chair of the Senate Research Committee, to present the next awards.
Good evening, everyone. It's been wonderful to hear from all the award winners this evening. And I'm now happy to present the Senate Research Committee Awards on behalf of the Senate Research Committee. This is the inaugural year for the Lakehead University's Research Support Award, and it recognizes the support provided for research and innovation by employees of the university and individuals working for external research partners. 2 awards may be given annually for the following categories. First, Research Support Employee Award, and second, Research Support External Award. Nominees for this award are expected to demonstrate exceptional performance in providing support for research and innovation, which may include making significant and meaningful contributions towards the training of highly qualified personnel. Now, I'm pleased to present the first ever award to Dr. Weizhou Gao, Research Associate and Lab Manager at Lakehead University's Green Processes Research Center. Dr. Gao obtained her PhD from Lakehead University in 2013. She has experience in colloid and surface science, as well as membrane bioreactor, and is conducting research on wastewater systems. Dr. Gao is a Research Associate Lab Manager at the Green Processes Research Center as part of Dr. Pedram Fete's research team. She has conducted independent research and published 8 papers as first author and co-authored another 17, all in top journals. She devotes her time ensuring the research instruments and facilities at the Green Processes Research Center are perfectly maintained while training more than 100 new laboratory users. Some of these users include graduate students who she has directly helped with experimental design, analytical skills, and thesis preparation, and paper review and revision. Her contributions to students extend to the undergraduate level, where she's taught various chemical engineering courses. And now I'd like to invite Dr. Gao to say a few words, please.
Thank you, Dr. Varney. I'm really honored to receive this award, and I would like to thank Lakehead University, the Senate Research Committee, and the Research Office for recognition of our efforts in research at Green Process Research Center. And I also want to take this opportunity to thank my nominator and supervisor, Dr. Pedram Fatihi, for all his invaluable support, encouragement, guidance, and help throughout these years. And special thanks to my husband for his understanding and support. Thank you.
Thank you, and congratulations again, Dr. Gao. Now, moving on to the Research Excellence Awards, they recognize outstanding recent research activity by Lakehead University faculty. The award may be given to 3 eligible applicants, one in the social science and humanities, one in natural sciences and engineering, and one in health research. These awards recognize research achievements in the previous 3-year period. Under the CIHR category, I'm pleased to award the Research Excellence Award to Dr. Anna Cohn-Pifolio, Associate Professor in the Department of Health Sciences. Her research focuses on multimorbidity, health outcomes, and evaluation of health services, interventions, and social determinants of health, including research related to ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. She has led a large mixed method project using health administrative data, patient focus groups, and provider interviews to understand patients' experience and their HSU, and develop strategies for people with cancer, comorbid physical and mental health conditions. She's also a co-investigator in the large CIHR grant focused on cancer prevention among Indigenous populations. A significant contribution has been her involvement in the development of a national strategic plan for the prevention of suicide in Morocco, in the development of the national strategy, including stakeholders interviews, panels, and virtual workshops. Now I'd like to invite Dr. Kohn Pafolio to say a few words.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you very much for this award. I'm very honored to receive the award and very grateful for all the funding that I've received to be able to do my research. I would like to thank all the colleagues who make this work possible. And of course, thank you to my family and friends for their ongoing support. Thanks.
Thank you. And next we have Dr. Zubair Fadullah, who is receiving the Research Excellence Award under the NSERC category. He is the Thunder Bay Regional Health Research Institute Research Chair and Associate Professor in the Department of Computer Science at Lakehead University, where he conducts research on smart health technology applications. During the last 3 years at Lakehead University, his primary research program has been designing intelligent Internet of Things, or IoT, and cyber physical systems for various smart society and smart health use cases. His research advances state-of-the-art solutions in various domains of computer science, mainly in the area of network traffic control and healthcare sectors. His research program will continue to provide theoretical as well as experimental evidences that will encourage sensor foundries and telecommunication industry and medical experts in understanding and improving health services delivery in a holistic manner. And now I'd like to invite Dr. Fadullah to say a few words.
Thank you, Dr. Verney. Thank you, everyone, for this recognition. I feel deeply honored as I hold the award here. I'd like to give a special thanks to my wonderful students who are the lifeline of my research. Special thanks to TBRHRI, various funding agencies, and research collaborators for their continuous support. This recognition will inspire me to continue pursuing high impact research at Lakehead. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Fadullah. Finally, Dr. Olakunle Akingbola is an associate professor in the Faculty of Business Administration and is being awarded today under the SHRIC category. Kunle was awarded a SHRIC Partnership Engagement Grant for his new research on remote work in nonprofit organizations. He has also been instrumental in the creation of a research team with community partners and with colleagues from the University of Strathclyde, University of St. Andrews, University of Wisconsin, Whitewater, and Lakehead University to examine critical issues in the environment that affect employment relations in nonprofit organizations, healthcare, and social enterprises. An article on employee engagement in nonprofit organizations, which he co-authored with Dr. Vandenberg, published in the Review of Public Personnel Administration, continues to be one of the most cited articles on engagement in nonprofit organizations. He has also published several manuscripts in top journals, including Employee Relations, Nonprofit Management and Leadership and Administration, and Society. In addition, he's co-authored chapters in major books, including the recently published Intersections and Innovations, Change for Canada's Voluntary and Nonprofit Sector. Following two previously published books, a third book is scheduled to be published in June 2022. Dr. Akingbola, I invite you to say a few words, please.
Thank you very much. I'm deeply honored and appreciative for this award. I would like to thank members of the Senate Research Committee, particularly also grateful to my colleague, Dr. Herman Vanderberg from the business faculty, with whom we have published a number of papers. Also acknowledging the participation of students in the business faculty business program at the Aurelia campus in some of my research. I thank everyone and also thank my family for their support. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and congratulations again. Now, the Distinguished Researcher Award is the highest honor conferred by Lakehead University for research and scholarly activity. As such, the reward will only be given to a scholar once in their career of research and scholarly activity sustained at a high level over a period of at least 1 decade. Each year, the award may be given to 3 tenure-track or tenured Lakehead University professors, 1 in social sciences and humanities, 1 in the natural sciences and engineering, and 1 in health research. Distinguished researchers must be consistent in the production of scholarly materials and outcomes appropriate to their discipline and produce significant contributions to research. As chair of the Senate Research Committee, I am honored to announce 3 distinguished researchers. The winner is then invited to the following year's Research and Innovation Week to give a talk to staff, faculty, students, and partners on their research. Earlier today, we enjoyed hearing from last year's winners, Dr. Mitch Albert and Dr. Edward Rawana. I would like to introduce our first winner, Dr. Monica Flegel, professor in the Department of English. Dr. Flegel is associate professor in the Department of English. She is an active researcher in 3 major areas: Victorian studies, child studies, and fan and media studies. She has the highest number of supervisions of master's students in her department, in part as a result of her willingness to train and guide students in non-traditional areas of research, and her own active research in multiple areas. She has an extensive record of publications, including 3 academic monographs and 1 joint edited collection. The impact of 2 of her monographs and 1 substantive body of citations generated from much of her work. According to Google Scholar, these monographs have received 158 citations cumulatively. From 2016 to 2020, she served as an adjudicator on the Book Award Committee for the best book published each year in the field of children's literature. This is an elected position in the Children's Literature Association, which is the most important international organization in the field. She is in the process of producing 2 solicited book chapters this winter, with another being considered for publication, and has a book proposal in progress. Her career record of 3 monographs, 1 edited collection, 11 book chapters, and 13 articles, all peer-reviewed, is a substantial one for a humanities scholar. Please welcome Dr. Flegel.
I am very happy to receive Lakehead's Distinguished Researcher Award. First and foremost, I want to thank those who encouraged me to apply and who wrote letters of support and aided me throughout the application process, particularly Dr. Kristen Burnett from the Department of Indigenous Learning, Dr. Betsy Birmingham, the Dean of Social Sciences and Humanities, and Drs. Daniel Hanna, Rachel Warburton, and Douglas Iveson of the Department of English. Many of us just work alone at our desks, happily doing our thing, and it takes a nudge from those around us to even consider applying for awards like this. So I'm very grateful to have such supportive colleagues. Thanks also to the Senate Research Committee for selecting me and for the hard work its members do each year in reviewing applications. I'm grateful also to all those who work in the Office of Research Services and the Vice President of Research Services for their support for me over the years through many different applications. Their knowledge and advice has been crucial to my success as a researcher. My research covers a pretty wide variety of fields in my discipline. I began with focusing on child studies in 19th century England, expanded to animal studies in the same period, and then went even further forward to examining popular culture and fan studies at the present time. Rather than wisely choosing one of these fields to focus on, I've instead remained pretty active in all 3. And I couldn't have done this without some excellent co-researchers and co-authors over the year who I believe rightly share part of this award. So I want to first acknowledge and thank Dr. Jenny Roth from the Department of Gender and Women's Studies, who was a co-applicant on a SSHRC application and co-author of a number of essays we produced on fan fiction and copyright law. I'm also grateful to my colleague in English, Dr. Christopher Parks, who was the co-editor on our scholarly essay collection, Cruel Children in Popular Texts and Cultures, and without whom that work would not have been possible. Finally, I want to thank my current co-author, Dr. Judith Leggett, also from the Department of English, who shares our research on superhero comics, most recently our book, Superhero Culture Wars, Politics, Marketing, and Social Justice in Marvel Comics. So my research for the future will continue to be in too many fields and on too many topics, including a chapter on criminality and animality in 19th century children's literature, another book chapter on the concept of agency in child protection movements in the 19th century, and a third with Dr. Lakehead on Gen Z representation in Marvel Comics. Thanks again to everyone who has worked with me and supported me over the years. I look forward to many more years of research with the incredibly talented colleagues I'm very lucky to work with every day. Thanks again.
I'd now like to introduce our second distinguished researcher, Dr. Pedram Fete, Professor, Chemical Engineering and Director of the Biorefining Research Institute. Dr. Fete has secured more than $9 million in research grants for performing research in the areas of biorefining, lignin modification and utilization, surface and colloid science, and engineering, nanotechnology, and wastewater treatment. Also, his research productivity has increased to more than 25 article publications per year and continued international engagement. He is also a distinguished professor at Tsinghua University of Technology in China and is ranked #1 in research productivity in lignin utilization in Canada and number 22 to 26 worldwide. Google Scholar has identified more than 1,200 citations in 2021 and 2 articles as most cited and accessed articles of Chem, Sus Chem, and Carbon Resources Conversion journals, and 5 featured articles in well-known journals. Dr. Fete is also among top 2% of researchers in the world in both career and annual contributions determined by Stanford University in 2020 and 2001. In addition to further successes, he has contributed to the success of over 100 undergraduate and graduate researchers. Please welcome Dr. Fete.
Yes. Wow. Thank you very much. What a surprise. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, everybody. I'm delighted to be awarded as Lakehead University's Distinguished Researcher. First of all, I would like to thank the Senate Research Committee, Office of Research Services, VP Research Office, and my colleagues in the Faculty of Engineering, as well as my industry partners, Resolute Forest Product and F Innovation, for their great support. More importantly, I would like to thank my past and present team members who have been the primary driving force for our research contribution. As you know, the extensive use of fossil-based products has harmed the environment significantly. To tackle this problem, activities on the production of sustainable products from renewable resources have been intensified globally. One of the major renewable resources is lignin that accounts for 30% of woody and agro-based material. It is produced commercially as a byproduct of the pulp and paper industry in Canada currently. My team has been extensively engaged in the valorization of lignin to many products in the past 10 years. We have been working on the conversion of lignin to flocculant for cleaning water and wastewater system. We have also been working on the production of dispersant and insulating materials for the construction industry, fertilizer and hydrogel for the agro-based sector, and bioplastic and biocomposite for the packaging industry. These biomaterials are supposed to substitute for the non-renewable material used in these sectors and thus promote the reductions in greenhouse gas emissions and improvement in water quality. Once again, I would like to thank Lakehead University for supporting my research, and congratulations to all of this evening's winners. Thank you.
Finally, Dr. Michelle Bedard, Professor in the Department of Health Sciences and Director of the Center for Research on Safe Driving. Dr. Bedard's most significant contributions in the past 10 years are aligned in different areas. 1, advancing knowledge and developing a research agenda for older drivers by creating new knowledge which other researchers build on. 2, informing the debate about driving evaluations and challenging some existing views, including the approaches required to identify drivers who should not drive. in guiding researchers to generate knowledge of value to clinicians and policymakers. 3, validation of simulator technology by outlining the potential while identifying needs for improvement, including work on a consensus paper. 4, understanding the importance of the driving environment in supporting older drivers and the impact of transitioning from driver to drawn driver. And 5, knowledge translation and application of knowledge in collaboration with government, local organizations, and patient groups, and communications with media. Members of the team have been consulted by various international organizations and played a direct role in policy and practice changes. Dr. Bedard has continued to support highly qualified personnel, having supervised 4 postdoctoral students, 34 graduate students, and 16 undergraduate students. He also, he also worked directly with 9 knowledge users and currently supervises the work of 7 researchers. Please welcome Dr. Bedard.
It is an honor to receive this award. I thank Dr. Dwight Mesminian and Dr. Chris Mushquash for nominating me and the many colleagues who provided letters of support. I also thank the members of the Senate Research Committee and Dr. Andrew Dean for endorsing the nomination. I am very privileged to have received superb guidance from various experts as I developed my research career. I thank my many mentors, specifically our own Professor Emeritus Dr. Michael Stone and Dr. Gordon Guyot from McMaster University, for instilling in me a level of critical thinking and methodological rigor I would not have achieved otherwise. I also thank Dr. William Malloy, who provided me with great opportunities to develop my research ideas while we were both at McMaster University. I am very grateful to Dr. Laurie Chambers for supporting me personally and for enriching my research perspective through many stimulating conversations. I also thank the many collaborators I have across the world. You have kept me grounded and focused on what really matters. The research program I lead is a team effort, and in my view, it is a team award. I have been fortunate to work with many amazing students and to assemble a team of tremendous researchers, some of whom have been with us for decades. Special thanks to Sacha Dubois, Carrie Gibbons, Hilary Maxwell, Nadia Mullen, Hans Stinchcombe, and Bruce Weaver for their unwavering support, energy, and willingness to speak up when I made blunders. A research program like ours requires lots of funding. We have received funding from many agencies, notably the Canada Research Chair Program, the Canadian Institutes of Health Research, the Networks of Centers of Excellence, and the Ontario Neurotrauma Foundation. We also received significant financial support from Lakehead University. I thank the funders and also all the individuals, such as administrators and reviewers, who do all the hard work to make funding a reality. There are many other people who also provide indirect but nonetheless crucial support to researchers. Through my years at Lakehead University, I have received incredible support from the staff at the Office of Research Services, Human Resources, and Financial Services. Thank you. Finally, a big thank you to the people who participated in our studies. Without them, our research program would not exist. The main goal of our research program is to support quality of life and independence in older age. We pursue 2 main specific lines of research. 1, the impact of caring for an older adult who has a cognitive impairment, typically dementia. And 2, supporting safe transportation mobility. We like to think that we contribute successfully to both areas and that our work influences future research as well as policy. Yet we have a lot more work to do. This award provides validation of our work and motivation to continue moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Varney, and congratulations again to the winners of the Research Support, Research Excellence, and Distinguished Research Awards. I'd now like to share a few words of congratulations from our MP for Thunder Bay Superior North and Minister for Indigenous Services, Patty Hyju.
A big congratulations to the Lakehead University community and all of its partners for another successful Research and Innovation Week. This is an important week to celebrate the research, the innovation, the partnerships, the creativity in the academic community and the research community to come up with the solutions to very, very challenging problems. We know that here in Northern Ontario, indeed across the world, we're grappling with really big challenges on climate change, on resiliency, on the way that Canada will face the challenges of the upcoming years and decades. Again, your work is pivotal in helping us meet those challenges. I'm so proud of the Lakehead University community. I'm so proud of all the students, researchers, and partners who are working so hard on those very challenging problems and the solutions to them. Congratulations.
As we near the end of the evening's program, it's my pleasure to invite Angela Maltese, Chair of Lakehead University's Board of Governors, to say a few words.
Hi, everyone. I hope everybody can see me. On behalf of Lakehead University's Board of Governors, I would like to welcome and thank you for attending today's award ceremonies. I would especially like to congratulate all of today's award winners. They really do exemplify the importance that research plays in defining a better path forward for our world. I want to echo actually the comments made by a first-year student in the chat function, Savannah Blois, where she said she was so inspired by all of the transformative and innovative research that's being carried on at Lakehead. I truly am also inspired. Research and Innovation Week is a celebration of all of the excellent research that is carried on at Lakehead and the important role that it plays. This year's theme, Planetary Stewardship, is especially important given the challenges we are facing, both global and local, in addressing climate change. We each have a role to play in caring for our planet. I applaud each of you for participating in this week's events and wanting to make our planet a better place to live. I know that many of you, like I, was very proud that in the fall of 2020, Lakehead University's Board of Governors unanimously voted to commit to divesting from fossil fuel holdings by the end of our strategic plan in 2023. We are well underway to achieving that goal. Lakehead University also declared this academic year as our year of climate action. This was very evident from attending this week's Research and Innovation Week events, which included virtual art tours to panel discussions to leading edge research. We need to continue this momentum if we are going to address climate change and other global challenges. This week demonstrated to me that our Lakehead University really is strong, resilient, and creative. And despite how big our challenges are, with research, we can still achieve success no matter what the circumstances. Finally, I would like to thank Dr. Andrew Dean, our Vice President of Research and Innovation, and all of his team, and all of you for making this week such a huge success. Thanks, everybody, and have a nice evening.
Thanks so much, Angie. So this brings us, believe it or not, to the end of our 17th Annual Research and Innovation Awards ceremony. This is the second year that we've held R&I Week in a virtual format. Again, we have adapted and shown remarkable resilience over the past 2 years. We do hope that next year we will be able to return to in-person celebrations. I'd also like to express my sincere thanks and appreciation to all of our partners, funding agencies, and sponsors who support research at Lakehead. I also want to thank all of our Research and Innovation Week sponsors who have made this week possible. And we have a long list of individuals who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes, in this case, behind the screen, to make it all happen this week. Thank you all. I'd also like to say a special thanks to our special events coordinator, Sheena Allard, who has truly made this week possible. I'd also like to thank Bethany Kramer, who has brought us into the feed world last year and has assisted Sheena to take this virtual event possible and sits here beside me, making sure I don't mess up. I'd also like to thank Jenny Vale from Conference Services, who has provided individual support throughout the week. I'd also like to thank our Technology Services Center team. I'd also like to give you a special thanks to Brandon Walker, whose assistance with media and communication leading up to and during this event has been fantastic. Of course, there have been many people who contributed to the success of RNI Week, and the list is too long. But I do truly say that it's a team effort that makes this week happen. At the conclusion, there will be credits listing all those involved, and I encourage you to stay right to the very end. Elder Audrey DeRoy will now help us bring this ceremony to a close. Shay McGwitch to Elder DeRoy for opening Research and Innovation Week on Monday and providing us with the space to work in a good way this week. We are thankful for her continued support and guidance to Lakehead University and RNI Week. I now invite her to close this year's event.
It went pretty well, don't you, Wolfie? Let me see what's on Netflix.
Huh.